Welcome to the BS Up to FX Psychology course. Thank you for purchasing. Whether you have completed the BS Up to FX Forex course or not, or whether you're an experienced Forex trader or not, this course will help you view your emotions and the mistakes you may be making within the market. Some of the lessons taught within this course can be applied to life in general. Most importantly, the teachings within this course will help you to understand the type of person you need to be to find success within the financial markets. Similar to mastering any new skill set, you need to begin thinking and acting like a person who already has what you wish to gain and studying yourself and those who you wish to become. This course will hopefully highlight the habits you have and the mistakes you keep repeating which sabotage your potential. The most powerful tool to overcoming limitations is to first acknowledge them. Once you understand the issue, you can isolate it and work to remove it. It's very similar to finding something easy when you know what to do, but finding something extremely difficult and frustrating when you have no idea what you're doing. I will show you what you may be doing, this way it should be easier to remove it. So, you want to become a full-time Forex trader. Being a full-time Forex trader isn't just about clicking buy and sell on a particular currency pair, jetting around the world and staying in luxury villas in the Bahamas, at least not initially. Being a Forex trader requires an insane amount of mental ability, which has absolutely nothing to do with which rate the euro to the pound is currently floating at or how to draw a trend line. Some people have a natural gift with trading. It's almost like they just walk into it and understand it. Others it can take years. What's the difference between these two people? Easy, previous social and life conditioning. Some people, simply put, are less organized, have a smaller risk appetite, require the approvals of others, lack confidence and self-belief, view problems as obstacles, have a smaller tolerance to mental pain and discomfort. Some people find it harder to abide by rules or to look past the present moment. Some people need to be in the groups to feel happier. Some need a guarantee before parting with money. There's 100+ reasons as to why most do not succeed as Forex traders, and pretty much all of those reasons are to do with your upbringing and the environment you were raised in, and the current environment you are growing in and the people you surround yourself with. Let's face it, someone who's spent their childhood in hospital, been injected daily, or had some form of disease or pain has a much higher tolerance to any future pain. Someone who has lost 5,000 on a bad decision in the past would look at someone who's lost 50 the other day as no big deal. Someone who is an entrepreneur, who regularly takes risks in life, cannot talk or understand another person who lives paycheck to paycheck. The person living paycheck to paycheck, burning through the money the moment they've been paid, probably was raised in an environment where this was normal. They have not yet been exposed to anything other than this, or they are yet to see a comparison to see what they are doing is wrong and how there's more to life than their current operating level. The idea of this course is to expose you to new knowledge. What you choose to do with it is up to you. The first step is reflection. This involves viewing yourself from a third person to understand why you do the things you do. As Einstein said, insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. I always suggest to those looking to make changes in their life and how they respond to events to begin journaling and data collecting, both professionally and personally. It's essential to find patterns and potential causes to find triggers which show up subconsciously without any knowing. I personally journal myself as much as I can, for two reasons. One, to collect data on myself, and secondly, to look back and remind me of my progress and improvements. You cannot change anything unless you have first defined exactly what needs changing. Remember, to get what you want, you have to begin thinking like a person who has what you want. Could this be your environment? Could this be your friend circle or family? Do you notice changes within yourself around certain people? What is your diet like? Can you remember what you did last Thursday at 3 p.m? You probably have no recollection or less control than you think you do. Let's get back to change, habits, and environment in other sections. Let's first focus on a Forex trader. So what's the pros of being a consistently profitable Forex trader? Time freedom, location freedom to trade anywhere there is Wi-Fi, unlimited financial upside. Forex trading is not socially demanding, requires no start time or end time, you have no overheads or staff. Some countries, for example the UK, it's tax-free. You are viewed within society as smart, educated and interesting. You have a skill set which can be passed on and taught to others. You can use Forex profits as a tool to build other streams of income. You can be completely self-sufficient and independent. You become a better version of yourself, more giving, accessible and relaxed. What's the cons of being a consistently profitable Forex trader? None really. Let's rephrase that question. What's the cons of trying to be a consistently profitable trader? It's very likely every single person on planet Earth will call you completely crazy. The journey will be very lonely and you will not have many people to speak to. Your family and friends will look at you like you've lost the plot. You will feel like giving up at least 5 times a week. You will spend hundreds of hours watching countless videos and potentially burning thousands on courses, which at one point you were convinced would make you a profitable trader. But even after completing it, you feel no better. You will lose money and regularly go through a roller coaster of emotions such as frustration, anger, disappointment, depression, and everything in between. You will probably go through a stage of being completely broke before mastering the skill set required to pull consistent money from the markets each week. But isn't this completely normal? Yes, basically it is. Think about how long it takes to master a skill. They say it takes 6 to 10 years. Yes, years to get good at something. Some estimate it takes 10,000 hours to master any new skill set. Honestly, think right now how long it takes to become a lawyer, a consultant or doctor, or even how long it takes to learn how to drive. Why would Forex trading be any different? We are just talking about being a Forex trader and actually mastering technical analysis. Think about how long it takes to master yourself as a person. It's really a never-ending journey of continuous refinement and improvement. If you're hoping one day you just wake up and that's it, this is the final version of yourself, and there's no more downs, only ups, no more losses, only wins, then think again. I think we can all agree, if we can never entirely master ourselves or our craft, then surely it makes way more sense to just begin accepting and enjoying the lows with the highs, the rain with the sun, the losses with the wins as part of a continuous journey. What if I told you you're right on time? Everything is going exactly as it's meant to. The most important trait I believe all successful people have, regardless of the niche they are successful within, is successful people wake up every day trying to beat the previous version of themselves the day before, and they make a conscious effort to make small improvements each day in the best way they can. They pay absolutely no attention to others and remain in their own lane, only focused on improving themselves. As long as your intentions are good and you're acting in alignment with what you're asking for, believe me, the life you want will be delivered sooner or later. Reaching any mastery requires clarity, being sure on what exactly you specifically want and giving yourself no option for plan B, only plan A. Failure is not the end of the road, it's a bend in the road. Failure is only failure if you decide to walk away. If not, it's a lesson. Even once you begin seeing consistent results, there is a continued rent bill due on maintaining the momentum. The road never ends. The balance needs to be paid every day on your success. Many will obtain victories and live in those victories for years, the same victory, whereas successful Forex traders treat both victories and losses with the same emotion and maintain their composure and continue to maintain the same amount of time on the charts, the same routine and risk management they once spent when they were within their learning phase. You need to pay your dues both on the way up and when you reach and hit your goals. The goals, growth and challenges just become bigger. It's up to you to challenge yourself and run towards the feeling of being uncomfortable in order to grow. Treating Forex like a business. Those who stumble across Forex and begin to take an interest in the mechanics on how the financial markets work usually come from an employed or business owner background. Those who then commit to learning the craft have a real hard time transitioning from employment to a profitable trader. This goes back to the shortcut, get-rich-quick approach, which most people fall for when they first find Forex. Why? Because of how it's marketed. 9 times out of 10, you will find a Forex through some pyramid scheme with a marketer and salesman trying to suck you in with these amazing profits, no losses, and his 7 different Lamborghinis whilst casually walking his dog and doing handstands in the park. When the newbie then takes the bait and deposits his money into a broker, within days usually the account is blown. This is normally when most people give up, which is why the statistic is so high when they say 95% of people fail at Forex. This isn't actually true. Majority of the 95% of people who they claim have failed actually just gave up the first time they deposited and lost. So then they class these people as the same, which creates this out of proportion number, which then creates skeptics. The brokers know this info, and so do the marketers. They will get you to sign up to their broker. The idea is they post as many signals as they can Teach no strategy or risk management, because why would they want to do that? The marketer will then get paid each time you blow your account from trading high lot sizes. Does he care? Of course not. Does the broker care? Of course not. So we have to be strategic and approach this in the correct way from the beginning. First of all, learning to trade Forex without the correct mentor who posts real analysis, not just profits, and without the right mindset, you really are doomed. Not completely, but you will be doomed for sure for at least a long time before you crack it yourself. What usually happens is because of people's egos, they refuse help. They think they know it all, and then they decide they are more than happy to find out for themselves. Through doing this, they blow multiple accounts, lose every ounce of confidence they first began with, and then refuse to buy education because of the amount of money they've now lost to the market. This goes round and round and round. So let's first start with why Forex is not just a money-making platform. It's not just sitting on your phone, placing buy and sell orders and making it rain cash. Becoming a Forex trader is a business. Forex trading has no real expenses like a business. For example, no rent for business premises, no high electricity bills, no staff, no random stationery or machinery expenses, but every single business on planet Earth requires some form of startup cost, usually a bank loan, savings, or inheritance. These expenses you would always expect to initially invest when starting a new business will be the expenses you pay for mentoring, education, and the losses you incur whilst learning. It always amazes me when I speak to learning phase Forex traders who genuinely expect to get rich overnight, ask me how long it took me to become profitable, as if the answer I give gives them confidence, or how they think spending no money on mentoring or education makes them a better person, or how they allow one trader to find their future within Forex trading. It's absolute madness. Like I say all the time, you can lose 10k in 6 months learning Forex trading and make 10k in a day when you've mastered the craft. That's the beauty of this. But to expect to start trading with no money up front is not the way to view this line of work. It would be like expecting to call yourself a doctor, but not going through the 10 years of gruesome learning and racking up 100k in debt. When you think about how many people fail in their business adventures within the first year or 5 years, why would Forex trading be any different? Most investors who invest in startup businesses expect no return on investment within the first couple of years. It just doesn't work like that. This is honestly the main thing which filters out those who are passionate about learning true price action over those who just kind of want it and are continuing on the search for the Holy Grail. Before you blow your next account, please look into some real education. Time and time again, I receive messages daily from people who tell me they're just thinking about joining my course because they've now blown 5,000 accounts in 6 months, when they could have had a 10,000 balance right now and purchased education to show them how to actually use their 10,000 to make a return. Athletes pay coaches not just for their sport, but for their mind too. Many famous people regularly invest heavily into life coaches. To be the best, you have to treat this like a newly formed startup business and learn from the best to understand how to run the business. For those of you who just stepped into the Forex niche, or those of you who have been trying to master this game and you keep walking away and coming back, please set yourself a budget of what you are prepared to lose when in this learning phase. If I begin a business today, I will set a budget of say 15,000 to factor website design, graphic design, materials, equipment, marketing, vehicle purchases, and I will also allow a percentage of my budget to pay for my business loan for the first 3 months and my expenses. So say for example on a 15,000 business loan, I pay back 400 per month. I would put 3 months aside, so 1,200 out of the loan, to cover the first 3 months loan payments because I would expect to not make any money within the first 3 months. Treating Forex trading like a business isn't just about monetary expenses or financial investment. It's also about time investment. Just because some Forex trader sits by an infinity pool, balancing his laptop on his head whilst drinking a pina colada, claiming to make 5k a day whilst only spending 15 minutes a day in the markets, doesn't make it true. Unfortunately, it's these type of people who set the expectation bar for everyone looking to get involved. I'm not saying what I've just said is not possible, but this course is for beginners. When you are within the learning phase, it is crucial to understand you have to spend a great deal of time watching the markets, watching candles close, becoming familiar with how and why things move, and training your eyes for pattern recognition. I can honestly look at a naked chart, no lines, indicators, or anything except candles, and visually see Fibonacci levels, trend line, and support resistance without even plotting anything on the chart. I can see patterns forming so far in advance, I'm always ahead of my competitors. I am so in tune with the market, I could tell you where price sits for 10 different pairs in real time to the pip if you ask without even checking a chart. My members ask me what I think of a pair with no screenshots or images, and I've already done my homework so I can visually see the chart in my head before they even send it. It takes a minimal amount of time to do my analysis on my favourite pairs, even if I would start with a blank chart with no previous levels I had plotted. I remember the numbers, I am familiar with the markets. I can feel the movements simply because I did not become complacent when I began to see regular profits. I maintain daily chart time. I would always suggest to any Forex trader, regardless of a loss, drawdown or a win, always maintain your daily chart time, even if it's an hour a day. If you plan to take a week off from actually placing trades, still look at the charts. Even if it's painful to look, even if you're so annoyed to look, you have to keep up the market intuition and stay at one with the markets. Whilst maintaining your chart time, try not to fall into the trap of giving yourself such a hard time for not getting it quick enough. Too many traders give themselves a hard time for demo trading, or getting a trade 100% correct but missing it or not holding it long enough. When you are learning, this is what should be happening. Without realizing, you are slowly building your intuition, confidence, and understanding of the market. Sure, a professional trader who has FX Trader in their Instagram bio should know better. That's different, but you're still learning. No move you make, even if that's no move at all, is not a waste. Everything you do, right or wrong, is programming your brain and familiarizing yourself every day to the moving market. Giving yourself a hard time is stupid, then you feel stupid for being stupid about giving yourself a hard time. It's a continuous feedback loop which finishes today. Forex trading with other life strains and pressures. Becoming a consistent, profitable Forex trader requires extreme focus and mental clarity, which I will cover on how to achieve within section 2. It's important to be aware of how your personal financial situation can affect your trading performance. For example, I have mentored students who have deposited their last amount of money into their Forex broker and immediately assume they can double or triple their account within a month. One of the biggest questions that I am asked is how much money can I make from, say, 5,000 account balance per month. This isn't the question you need to be asking. The real question is, how much money am I earning outside of Forex whilst learning how to master trading? No one can walk into Forex and simply deposit 5,000 and begin making consistent income per month. When you think about the figures, 10 to 20% per month is a really healthy return. This would be a 500 to 1,000 gain, which probably for most wouldn't be enough to quit their job. Therefore, it's important to forget the monetary gain and focus on mastering the actual skill and focus on pips and percentage as opposed to the money you can make. The reality is, if you can consistently make 10 to 20% per month on any amount of money within the Forex account, whether that's 100 or 10,000, you will be able to find funding from investors regardless. You first need to focus on getting consistency as opposed to just focusing on covering your bills each month. Why is this so important? Because if, for example, you need to make 800 per week to live, which is 3,200 per month, and one week you lose 800, you now need to make 4,000 in 3 weeks. Because of your original 3,200 target, plus now the 800 you have lost. This can put extreme pressure on you to hit weekly or even daily targets, which can cause you to take diluted and unnecessary trades which do not meet your rules or entry criteria. I'm not saying a percentage target is a bad thing per month, but you need to be focusing on the year as opposed to the days. Setting daily or weekly monetary goals is the easiest way of not hitting them. If you're already under financial strain and pressures anyway, throwing yourself into the deep end and over-leveraging yourself on your Forex account will only make matters worse, especially when you begin to take 1 to 2 losses. It's going to really hit you emotionally. Refrain from depositing every penny you have into your broker's account and only using money you genuinely can afford to lose until you build the experience and skill set required. I would always suggest to those who are in full-time employment to first begin trading on a demo account for at least 3 months to build market intuition and experience and learn how to even do the basics For example, using MT4 platform and the app to open, close positions and take partial profits. From this point, I would then suggest funding your account with real funds to experience the emotional aspect of trading to begin dealing with real losses and wins. When you begin to see consistency after 3 to 6 months, and you can see the money you are regularly making is healthy and stable, you can then drop your hours at work or business and use the extra money made through Forex to supplement your income, not replace it entirely. The next step after this would then be to quit your working responsibilities and immerse yourself entirely into being a full-time Forex trader. People will always view a working job as a negative over being a Forex trader, but I actually believe working a job either full-time or part-time is the best place to start when you first find Forex, because you have the security of an income each month whilst learning a new skill set. Most people, even at university, do not get paid to learn. You can leverage your situation by using any spare hours you get within the day to learn, read, refine and participate within the market. In addition to this, if you were to just quit your job and hope for the best, this is going to add stress to your learning. This can cause higher than usual cortisol levels, which can prevent you from thinking clearly, cause you to act irrationally, and begin doing things you wouldn't normally do in common situations. Choosing the path of Forex trading means you cannot take any outside baggage into the marketplace. This includes recent relationship breakups, living in volatile environments, and not participating within the markets on a week in which, say, you have something on, for example, an exam, a hospital appointment, or anything which can add strain to your trading and take your focus away from the charts. This is why people struggle so much to trade whilst on the go and traveling. Remember, the idea is to reduce as much stress and negativity within your life to enable you to truly tap into your higher self and creative mind. You simply cannot focus and think fast enough if you are being bogged down with a non-encouraging relationship, other people's problems and issues, or financial strain and pressure to make a set amount of money per month. You have to find the discipline, guys, into saying to yourself, you know what, like this week, I have a lot going on, I'm moving house, I have a hospital appointment, I have something going on this week, so I'm going to be disciplined this week and not trade. If you say to yourself you're not going to trade, then don't trade. Because, there's been situations myself, within my trading career where, I've said things like that to myself, like, this week I'm moving out, or this week I've got something going on with family, which is quite a big deal, and it's taken my focus away from the charts. And therefore I've still continued to trade. I've acted in a way that I wouldn't usually act because of maybe some additional stress that I have, and it's shown in my trading performance. So I really would urge you guys to be disciplined with yourself and to set that rule for yourself if you have something that's quite big going on in your life, on say today, next week, or something that's going on for 2 weeks. I would step back from trading in regards to actually placing trades, and maintain your daily chart time still, but trying to get too involved with actually placing live trades when you have lots going on in your life. Increasing your personal financial thermostat. Money is a positive. Anyone who tells you money is evil, negative, or bad either does not have any or does not understand how to use it as a tool for the greater good. There's nothing admirable or inspiring about poverty or being poor. Unfortunately, society has conditioned us to believe we are not worthy or deserving of money, and how those with nice things who earn good money must be evil or scammers. This could not be further from the truth. In fact, when I see someone with a Lamborghini, as opposed to hating, I appreciate what it may have taken to obtain that level of car, whereas majority of people hate and envy. People speak regularly about their hard life, about wanting pay rises, how they can't afford the shoes for the children. I used to think that stories like this were inspiring, and they are if they have a magnificent ending. But most stories like this do not. They just keep repeating over and over again. Money will not fill emotional holes within you from an upbringing or a childhood scar. Money does not necessarily make you happy if you have a deep-rooted problem within your confidence or the love you have for yourself. But it does make you a better version of yourself. Being poor and choosing to stay within poverty is selfish, both for you, your children, and for anyone who comes into contact with you. Think about the last time you were in a huge drawdown for not using a stop loss, or when you last took a big loss, or how you felt just before you closed out a loss, or how it felt being stopped out just before you knew it was coming, or when you accidentally lost £100 as it slipped out your wallet or car. It hurts, it feels painful. You feel miserable. What does this do to you? It means you begin to operate and radiate only 20% of your true character. Similar to a child or dog who is neglected, then suddenly they get adopted into a new loving and affectionate home, and you see the child or dog 3 months later, and it's like being around a different animal or person. Our environments and financial circumstances reflect so obviously on who we are towards others and ourselves. This is how most people are in life. They are constantly struggling for money, they tolerate the struggle, accept and learn to actually become the struggle. People who lack money cannot enjoy the wonders of the world. Travel, finer foods, finer options, or even things such as giving to charities, helping a stranger in a difficult situation, buying better quality shoes for their children to ensure they have no feet deformities, which result in bad posture and back when the child becomes an adult. People have no idea the ripple effect it has, which passes through generations of families and plagues the next generation, which has not even been born yet, by choosing to tolerate being poor. The goal in life is to first hit financial independence, which means self-sufficiency, not rich, but self-independence and creating your own money. The next step is then to build true wealth, which passes through your generations. Wealth is obtained through earning money from passive and residual income from assets and businesses and investments. When you hit this place in your life, you can fix things. You become a calmer and more relaxed person. You become more giving and available to others. But first, you have to visualize and openly invite money into your life and feel deserving and worthy of money. Why does this apply to Forex trading? Everyone has a financial thermostat or thermometer. As a practicing Forex trader, you need to understand how to turn this thermometer up. Otherwise, you'll keep giving back your gains to the market. This is why lottery winners somehow find a way of blowing every penny they have or have given, except from what they had before they became a lottery winner. Understanding money and how to get more of it is the most important skill you will ever learn. But you first have to become the person who understands it before you actually get it. So when it arrives, you don't freak out. Everyone has a financial thermometer. I'm sure we all know someone who is always broke. They work 60 hours a week, earn a reasonable income relative to other people's incomes, but somehow, regardless whether they go on holiday one month or do very little the next month, they seem to always finish on the same amount of money. People like this cannot be saved unless they learn how to change their personal thermometer. It's why if you give someone who has saved 5,000 an extra 5,000, they'll most likely find a way of spending the additional 5k because they only really feel comfortable with holding 5k. 10k is far too much for their financial thermometer. This matters so much when it comes to trading, because if you become a successful trader, naturally you will compound your account and find yourself opening much greater position sizes and looking at bigger numbers. If you cannot grow mentally and your thermometer cannot grow at the same pace as your account balance, you will find a way of giving back your wins to the market. You have to create an abundant mindset, feel worthy and deserving of money, open yourself up to receiving large amounts of money. If not, you will feel uncomfortable holding a trade to its true take profit based on your strategy. If you earn $1,500 per month and you open a trade on Forex and based on the position size and the pips, this trade will make you 500, you will find a way of closing at 100 when in profit. Because 500 is far too much. You do not feel it's realistic. You will freak out. Some people can trade so well with 5,000, the moment they're given 100k, they blow it all. Guess how much they end up with after they've blown it? 5,000. You increase your financial thermometer by exposing yourself and reconditioning yourself to be around people and things which are of high value. For example, visiting a Lamborghini dealership and sitting in one, signing yourself up for business network events, and finding yourself a new source of friends who can expose you to better quality experiences and possessions. Remember, birds of a feather flock together. Get away from anyone who thinks negatively about money, attend seminars, read books around money and success. If you cannot find inspiration from people where you live or within your own family, find the inspiration from people you look up to in books and the books they write. I also think it's a good tip to withdraw half of your savings and see how long you can walk around with it in your pocket without spending a penny. Get used to holding cash, seeing and feeling money. Holding cash and not spending it teaches discipline, and it teaches you how to look after it. Many people say they want to acquire more wealth, but their financial thermostat is set at a number which is much lower than what they say they want. You cannot acquire more wealth if you stay within the comfort zone of your financial thermostat. Ask yourself these questions. Do you believe you can have what you truly desire, Or do you settle for what you think you can afford? Are you good with money, or does money seem to disappear easily without any recollection of where it's gone? Do you work hard for money, or do you let your money work for you? Does it seem that no matter how much money comes in, it's never enough? Do you find yourself regularly saying either, this is too expensive, I can't afford it, or this is great quality, how can I afford it? How did you answer those questions? If it's obviously the negative opposite you chose, I believe it's time to reset your financial thermostat and remove limiting beliefs with empowering and abundance beliefs. You need to retrain your mind to believe you are a money magnet, and money flows easily into your life. Regardless of temporary wins or losses, money flows effortlessly. Remember, if you want to have something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. The traits and habits of those who maintain their current financial thermostat include hanging out with the wrong people who are also stuck working hard for their money. Those kind of people are more committed to being comfortable than being successful. Having an entitlement or lottery-based mentality. Thinking 100,000 is a lot of money. Thinking that working for someone and having your day dictated to by another human being and living paycheck to paycheck is normal. Taking advice from broke people. One of the easiest ways to see what your financial thermostat is to look at the average 10 people you most associate with and figure out what their average salary is. The old saying goes, you become the 6th person of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So if you cannot find wealthy, hungry and ambitious people right now, then either go into solitary confinement for a few months until you have figured out how to increase your value and income, or find the people you want to replicate in things such as books, success and leadership courses on sites like Udemy, or find those you want to become like on social media and attempt to provide those people some form of value to become part of their circle and to learn from them. The goal is to set your financial thermostat to where it's uncomfortable until it becomes comfortable. Majority of the population are consumers, not creators. They work 20 years in a job and approach their boss to ask for a pay rise only to be rejected because really they only have 1 year's experience repeated 20 times because nothing's changed. No extra value is being provided, it's the same repetitive actions. People who truly master a skill set offer a higher value which is then compensated proportionally from the marketplace. Learn to master Forex trading, the rewards can be unlimited and completely self-sufficient and on your own terms. Remaining at the same financial thermostat is like starting the gym lifting 20 kilos on the bench press and 5 years later still benching 20 kilos but expecting a different result. You have to increase the weight to find the improved results. So begin today increasing your financial thermostat and start today by being deserving of everything which is coming your way.